I think so. Talking to Tom, it looks like a pretty clean bill of health and a couple guys with some nicks and bruises, but I think overall pretty good.
David's wrist, yeah, David's wrist is fine.
David should be good to go.
Where's Lamont, Gaillard?
He's getting close. I'm not sure if it will be this week or next week, but he's definitely made steady progress, and it will be in the not too distant future.
The team has kind of started slow both weeks. It's kind of been is there anything they're trying to do to get them going a little faster so that the offense kind of clicks a little quicker?
We just need to eliminate that feel-out period, just cut it loose and play. And offensively, I can do a better job with play calling and getting us in a rhythm, like I said. After week one, it felt the same way. Just didn't get it going quick enough. But that's something as the season goes on, I think as a team you can work on and continue to improve in that area.
When it comes to the red zone, did you consider going forward in any of those fourth downs?
I did not.
What goes into that process? Is it just instantly you're going for a field goal? Do you have to think it out? Is there a process?
No, we have a system and have analytics involved and all sorts of things that we go through. And, you're always going to have, after the game, thinking about different situations. But at those points in the game, that was the decision I made.
You said in terms of the red zone, you want to kind of look at the film and move forward and think about what to do better. After you were looking at the film, did you identify anything you guys could do differently or better to try to get touchdowns when you get down there?
Definitely. I think every week you're going to see that. And I said it after the game, just play design and play call and finding ways to make sure the quarterback's comfortable with what you're calling and then being able to execute those things. And we'll continue to work at that. And once again, very good defense, and they had a lot to do with it.
You lead the league in passes in the red zone. Is there something in your analytics that show that that's a higher percentage of success than running the ball?
I think we're going to make those decisions based on what we think is the best for our team in that moment. And in the first 2 weeks, very good front sevens, and we felt like we had a chance to hit some things in the passing game. Unfortunately, we didn't. But like I said, that was a decision we made.
Do you script plays, Coach, when you go into a game?
I do.
How many do you do?
It varies, week to week.
Kyler has not run the ball a whole lot. I mean, are you happy with the times he has? Would you like to see him run the ball a little bit more? Kind of do what maybe Lamar did on Sunday?
He's still, it's his second game as an NFL player, and so I think he's still figuring out what he can and can't get away with, and that's going to be a year-long process as he figures out NFL defenses and the timing and things of that nature. But he's done a good job protecting himself and getting down and making throws when he needed to make throws, and I've been pleased with that.
You see all the quarterbacks getting hurt in this league. Does it make you think, well, I don't know how many times I want to get him out there?
It's tough. Those injuries can happen at any point in practice even, and so you want them to be smart when they can be smart and protect themselves when they're able to, and sometimes they can't. And but yeah, if you lose QB1, that's tough on your organization.
There was when David scored the touchdown, both of those defenders came after Kyler. Or did the first two teams want to take him away? Was that part of a lot of him handing it off in those situations?
They're definitely aware of him. I mean, there haven't been a lot of reads on any of those things that said pull it, and hopefully that helps us moving forward.
It was only, obviously a little chunk of time where David was out, but did him being out impact how you looked at the run game or anything you called when he was gone? Does Chase being in there, other than David, does that impact how you're looking at it?
We have a lot of confidence in Chase as well, but David is, he's been a very good back in this league, and I think anytime he goes out, you're definitely going to look at what you're calling.
When you mentioned it's only game 2 for Kyler or even the team as a whole, do you have a cutoff where it changes from these are learning experiences and he's getting a lot out of this to where you don't really look at it that way anymore?
I think next season. I think this year as a rookie quarterback, I didn't ever start in the NFL, but talked to enough guys that every one of those reps is so valuable as they grow up, and how much the game slows down going into that year 2 as the guy and all the off-season preparation and reps that come with it. And so, yeah, we're going to continue to grow and do the best we can throughout the season, but the entire 16 games is going to be one big learning experience for him, and we all know that.
How hard is it to balance that time frame with your and his competitive natures?
there's no question you want to win, and he's doing everything in his power, and I'm doing everything in my power to get it done. But we're also going to be very patient in our approach with him, and if he makes a mistake, we're going to learn from it and get better and try not to make it again. And he knows that's the plan.
Putting aside Lamar's numbers for a minute, your run defense has played pretty well the last 2 weeks. What do you like about the things they're doing?
The physicality has really shown up, that front seven, and Lamar made a bunch of those plays on his own, and he's going to do that to a lot of people. When he's able to pass like that from the pocket, like I said, and then take off if it's not there, he's as dynamic a runner as I've ever seen at that position. But they're showing up in the run game, and that we have to continue to do that.
You were in the upper part of the league yesterday in terms of yards per play, so obviously the offense is doing some good things. When you look at that part of it, obviously you always want to get better, but is there do you come out of it more confident with your offense? Are you happy with the offense, even if you're not getting a couple of touchdowns because of analytics like that?
I think, from my point of view, we were better offensively in the second game, and that's what you wanted to see, improvement. We really stalled for 3 full quarters the first game, but had some things that we would like to have back on Sunday, but as a unit, I feel like we progressed.
Concerned that Kyler's thrown 94 times in 2 games.
No, the game has kind of dictated that. Played very good defenses and been behind 11 points and 18 points late in games, and I think more than anything, that dictated that.
You've been in 10 personnel, I think 88 plays over the first 2 weeks. What do you like specifically about that formation?
I like our 4 wideouts that we can put on the field. I like matchups we can try to get from that and spreading the field. And as a young quarterback, him being able to see things clearly pre-snap and going from there.
What has Demir done to be a big part of that, even with Crabtree playing? He was out there quite a bit.
He's just really been solid in his technique and his releases. He brings speed to the field, and he's made plays. Even the contested catch yesterday on the 3rd down was a big-time play, and he continues to get better, and we like what we've seen from him.
What kind of stress does 4 wide put on a defense?
You'd have to ask a defense coordinator, but I know for us, we feel like we can put 4 really good wide receivers out there, and it allows, once again, us to clear up some looks for Kyler and him have a better feel for what's going on out there.
Regarding the red zone struggles yesterday, how much of it can be a tweak in philosophy versus just old-fashioned execution down there?
Yeah, I think it's both, but I think I have to. I mean, I'm going to get adjusted to the NFL game the entire season as well. I mean, Kyler's a rookie quarterback. It's my first time calling plays in the league, so I have to wrap my mind around that and finding matchups and finding concepts that work and we can be efficient at. And I just obviously haven't done a great job of that so far.
You have to find ways to help your right tackle a little bit. Yesterday looked like he struggled a few times.
I think he's done a good job considering where we're at and him really only being in the offense for 2 weeks. But on the road, a couple times looked like he was laid off the ball, and that could be a bunch of things, not always his kind of mistake, if you will. But I like the effort he played with. He was going against a very good pass rusher, and he kept fighting, and he hung in there. And so we'll take a look at that this week.
The last 2 possessions, Kyler talked about it being kind of chaotic. It was loud, obviously. If that's a couple of weeks from now or even maybe end of the season, do you feel like that's a little different, or did you have confidence in that moment yesterday?
I think you learn from that as an offense. That's one of the more hostile environments we'll play in, and backed up, they were really rocking, and you could see there was some communication issues, and I think the only way to get used to that is to go through it, and I think moving forward will be better because we had to deal with that.
You watched a lot of film of David Johnson in 2016 when you were hired. Do you see any difference in the way he's running now compared to then?
I don't know if there's any difference. I think the first 2 games we haven't got him in a rhythm, obviously, and they've been passing games because we've been behind the entire time, and we got to get him going early and into the game more.
What happened on the snap when Kyler didn't look like he was ready for that when he came back?
Just miscommunication. Yeah, miscommunication. And those things happen.
Are you happy with Kyler's mental processing, so young in his NFL career, but seems like he's making checks at the line and figuring out who's open downfield, throwing in rhythm, a lot of those things early on are encouraging?
They are. I mean, there's only one way to get good at it, and that's to do it all the way, and that's what he's doing. I mean, he's taking control of the line of scrimmage, and for good or for bad, getting us into stuff and attacking, and that's what I want, and so we'll keep working at it.
You said that you are learning how to call plays in the NFL, and you pointed out last week you called plays for like 10 years. So What is it about the NFL that you need to learn how to call plays in, and how do you approach that?
Yeah, I just, speed of the game, different things that are going on out there that you get away with in college, you can in the NFL, and I have to do a good job of, not wasting plays when you're in the red zone or score zone. You got to make every play count and have a purpose for every play, and can't just throw it up to somebody.
You mentioned or talked about tight ends yesterday, but more with regards to the defense against opposing tight ends last few weeks. Are there any things you're seeing there that you could apply to the offense here to be using tight ends more?
Conceptually, they did some really good things. I think when you're looking at week one with the Lions, some great play actions where they're inserting through the line and things that were well designed. And then this week they have 3 guys that could start for anybody at tight end, and all the play action stuff, all the inside run, all the nakeds, boots off that. Yeah, there's definitely good concepts that moving forward we could employ.
How much are you watching other teams to see what works for them to then apply here? You just kind of...
Yeah, I'm constantly trying to, whether it's college or NFL, offenses that I think fit what we do and are successful, I like to check out weekly and see if there's anything we can gain from it.
Do you ever watch games and just focus on like the score and who's winning, or is it always like very schematic?
No, it's just it's more. I don't watch a lot of games just like at home on TV. I watch Netflix. So when I'm in the office, it's just schematics and how we can attack and be better.
We had a lot of coverage Friday night with the Washington State-Houston game with Hal Mummy on the sidelines and talking about the tree and all those things. Talked about you being one of the coaches in the NFL now. What do you think of that whole tree of the Hal Mummy air raid offense?
Yeah, it's fascinating. I mean, that Hal has impacted the college game as much as anybody else ever, I think, when you look at where that thing's gone and all the success those coaches have had, and Mike Leach is still doing it to the truest sense of the word and winning a ton of games. So I have a ton of respect for Hal and who he is, and appreciation for that offense, obviously.
Is it weird when people talk about the game changing and having your name in that conversation?
I don't look at it that way. I look at it, I was hired here to win games for the Arizona Cardinals, and that's it. Whatever way that is or shape or form, if we run triple option, if that's what it takes to win games, that's what we need to do here, and that's my sole purpose.
So we have to ask, is there a series you recommend on Netflix?
Peaky Blinders. It's my favorite series of all time. October, I think, 4th, the new season, so get on it.
What do you think from Cam on tape, Cam Newton?
I mean, he's a physical presence and dynamic, and still got all those things you look for. I know last week they had a tough loss, but he can make a play at any time. He can beat you with his arm, beat you with his legs. He's, I remember recruiting him when I was at University of Houston, and he was at Blinn, and I was like, this guy is ridiculous. And then to see where he's gone, he's a terrific talent, one of the all-time kind of physical freaks in the league.
Is he still the same quarterback he was a couple years ago?
No question. I think he has all the same tools, all the same ability. I mean, situationally, it changes with the talent around him, different things like that, but the consistency with the way he plays the game and how he can beat you each Sunday hasn't changed at all.
How dynamic is Christian McCaffrey in that offense?
He's special. I mean, he does it all for him. Runs it, catches, blocks. We'll get a heavy dose of him, and he's one of the most complete backs in the league right now.